Hey, Zach, with the increasing need for quarterbacks' ability to run around, extend plays, and scramble, do you think that a lot of quarterbacks from past generations who lacked this ability, like Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, or Dan Marino, would struggle / not be as successful if they played today or in the next 20 years? Do you think their mental ability and knowledge of the game could make up for their lack of the ability to scramble? Part of why quarterbacks today need to be able to scramble, and here's what I mean. You don't need to run for yardage. Quarterbacks need to be able to use their legs to run sideline to sideline, keep a play alive, keep their eyes downfield so they can throw the ball downfield. If a sack is coming, here's how I would put it actually. The quarterback position has changed in the last 20 years. Over the course of in the last 6 years, it's really evolved. But here's the big change. In the past, if an offense had the wrong play called, say the defense dialed up a great play call, and there's very little chance that your play call is going to succeed, it was on the quarterback at the line of scrimmage to either change the play or make a perfect decision to mitigate the effect of the great defense that was called. In present day, nowadays, young quarterbacks are doing this. If the offense is in a bad play, let's say you dialed up a screen pass and they're running cover 2, which means the corner is going to sit waiting for that running back screen. Maybe you have it blocked, maybe you don't. That's not a perfect analogy. Maybe you called a run up the middle and they're blitzing like 3 guys up the A gap. What that means is they're going to come and stop the run. And so if you are a quarterback, you go, hey, this is a bad play call. Now, normally, if you're really, really smart, you change the play. But if you're in a bad play call and it's a passing situation, the quarterback in today's day and age would simply run around, extend a play, keep a play alive, and throw the ball downfield. In the past, the answer for old quarterbacks was, we're going to use our ability of the game, our knowledge, to change the play or put the ball in the right spot. The answer with young quarterbacks today is if there's a bad play call or something goes wrong, their answers, rather than mentally deal with it, they do it physically. They avoid a sack, they run around and extend a play. Now, not always. The other way the game has changed is there's just an expectation that it should be more difficult for a team to get a sack. Quarterbacks, guys like Deshaun Watson, have 2 guys come free. He'll bounce away, keep a play alive, and still throw the ball downfield. There's just, in spite of the fact that, yes, the position has changed, now you don't have to. Your answer to having a bad play call is to scramble and keep plays alive. But there's also an added expectation. You got to be able to run and avoid sacks. So the game has changed a little bit. The question is, would Peyton Manning and Tom Brady still be able to succeed today? Well, I think very clearly Tom Brady still does succeed today. Tom Brady is fine. When you know the game as well as people like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, you don't need to be able to run around and extend plays because you have every answer. You have an answer to everything a defense can do. You can always counter because you know the game so well. Now, the problem is NFL teams are more impatient than ever. If you can't run around and extend a play, then you need to have an answer for every single thing an NFL defense can do. And nowadays, young quarterbacks aren't given the time to develop to that spot where they have mastered NFL defenses and mastered their offense. Look at Josh Rosen with the Miami Dolphins. He's a guy who's not very mobile. He needs to be given time to master his offense and completely have complete control over the defense. I don't think he's going to get that. I don't think Josh Rosen's ever going to be given enough time to develop to the point where he can master an NFL defense the way Tom Brady or Peyton Manning has and did throughout their career. Guys like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady had the luxury of patience. Nowadays, guys do not. So if a quarterback can run around and extend a play, what that means, what it allows them to do is play sooner. Guys like Patrick Mahomes, Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield even. Guys who can run around a little bit can play earlier in their careers because they can run and extend plays to make up for their limitations of understanding mentally. So I think you should master an NFL defense. Everybody should. But the added bonus is if you can extend a play and make up for that, great. But even if you've mastered an NFL defense, things just go wrong in football. Things go wrong. A rusher comes free, or your right tackle misses a block. Compare Josh Rosen or Kyler Murray. The Cardinals literally had to make that choice. The Cardinals had Josh Rosen on the roster. They traded him away and drafted Kyler Murray instead. Kyler Murray just won Offensive Rookie of the Year. If your right tackle misses a block and Nick Bosa comes free after the quarterback, there's no chance Josh Rosen gets away. He can do everything right. He can make the right read, but you can't plan for your right tackle to fall over and miss a block. Josh Rosen gets sacked in that situation. Kyler Murray can escape, run around, escape the sack, throw the ball downfield, or run for yardage. Mobility is more important than ever. You can still play if you're not extremely mobile. A lot of quarterbacks do. It's fine. But man, if I was an NFL team, I would be looking for a quarterback who is mobile, who can avoid a sack, who can run to extend a play. I don't need you to run like Lamar Jackson and run for 1,000 yards a year. But I'd really like my quarterback to be able to avoid a sack and run 5 to 6 yards towards the perimeter, extend a play, keep it alive, keep his eyes downfield, and throw the ball downfield. The ability to avoid a sack when a rusher comes free, that is why mobility matters, and that is how the NFL has changed in the last 6 years. Yes, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, they've mastered the NFL game. That type of style can still work, but it takes more time to develop your mastering of an NFL defense. So if I was an NFL team, again, I'm going to repeat this, I would want a quarterback who is a little more mobile and can run around.